They've carried a torch that seeks to entertain those who are up late at night. Another man who's been a part of this legacy in his own unique way is that of Conan O'Brien, who's had multiple late night shows over the years. But now the one that he's been with for years is coming to an end. I'm gonna break it down for you. But before I do that, go ahead and do me a favor, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload from us. And with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Do you want to win an iPhone 12, maybe a MacBook Pro? How about $500 cash? All you have to do is comment the secret hidden message somewhere in this video. That's it. Oh, and leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so we can keep affording these giveaways. Winner will be announced at the last day of each month. Thanks for watching and good luck. Number 5, his debut in late night. Conan O'Brien didn't intend to start out in late night TV. Rather, he was a writer and comedian. He was on Saturday Night Live for a time and then got a rare opportunity to go and write for The Simpsons, which never happened at the time as it was the most wanted writing job in Hollywood. O'Brien wrote some of the series' most acclaimed episodes, Marge vs. the Monorail and Homer Goes to College. But eventually, he was picked up to do his own late night show, The Late Show with Conan O'Brien. But if you think it was a success right away, not so much. In fact, there were rumors for a while that the show would be cancelled and O'Brien replaced with another host. However, as time went on and people got used to O'Brien's style of comedy, the ratings grew. O'Brien's audience, largely young and male, a coveted demographic, grew steadily and the show began to best competitors in the ratings, which it would continue to do for 15 seasons.
The question is, will Conan O'Brien be as funny as David Letterman?
As well as get nominated and winning certain awards over his tenure. He was destined to move up in the late night world, or so he thought. Number 4, his feud with Jay Leno. When it came to late night TV hosts, two of the most prominent in the current era were Jay Leno and David Letterman. They were both proteges of the one and only Johnny Carson, and when he left, they began a long rivalry over who was the true king of late night. Letterman was legendary over on CBS, while Leno was the champion of NBC in the late night hour. But both hosts over shows come after them with equally popular hosts, and in Leno's case, that was Conan O'Brien. In 2000, Conan's contract was to end, and he was already being seeked out by other networks, but NBC, knowing his ratings and appeal, wanted to keep him there. So they gave him an extension and said that by 2010, Leno would step down and he would get to host The Tonight Show in a true passing the baton moment. Sound fair? The problem at first was that they didn't let Jay Leno know what was going on until 2004. And
well, this is his first day.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. O'Brien? Big night tonight, huh?
Oh yeah.
A lot of pressure.
So they say.
when 2009 arrived, the time had come for the pass the torch moment, but Jay Leno wasn't interested in retirement. The solution? They gave Jay Leno his own show in the primetime hours, which was basically everything he did on The Tonight Show, just in a new time slot, and Conan got his deal honored and put on late night. All was well until the ratings started pouring in. Conan's numbers weren't that great, and the Jay Leno show was doing terrible, and that made NBC very nervous. Their solution this go around was to have Jay Leno put back on his time slot of 11:35, while Conan would be on at 12:05.
You better be as good as Letterman.
I'll give it a shot.
Basically, they renegotiated on the deal they made, all without breaking the contracts of Leno and Conan. Leno was fine with this because it allowed him to keep his own glory, but when it came to Conan, he wasn't happy at all. In fact, he and his people were furious that they weren't given the chance to truly do what they were promised. While he promised not to aid in the destruction of The Tonight Show, he and others voiced their displeasure of the situation, not the least of which came from the public outcry that showed that the public knew that Conan was getting screwed.
But I do feel very good about this show. We've got a terrific show together, and I've been giving this thing, giving it a lot of thought.
NBC looked for a quick way to get rid of the situation that they were now in. So what did they do? Simple. They paid him off. In fact, they paid Conan $45 million to just straight up leave the network and not say a bad word about them while he was in a 7-month ban/exile from doing TV. And that's exactly what he did. He took the money, let Jay Leno have his show back, got rich doing it, and waited 7 months until TBS allowed him to do a show on their network called Conan. It was a major hit, and it's still on to this day, and Conan got to live happily ever after. In fact, Conan got the last word in with one final joke before he signed off NBC. You can do anything that you want, ladies and gentlemen, unless Jay Leno wants to do it too. Number 3, Conan. When Conan got to TBS, he took the world by storm in many ways. He was never afraid to go big, take his show to places other networks wouldn't dream of doing, like Comic-Con, a yearly event that got huge ratings, and when he saw that there wasn't really a need for a full hour of content, he was more than willing to cut it down to 30 minutes. What show does that?
A lot of hosts, they have their trademark gesture, of course. Carson had the famous golf swing, and Arsenio has this thing. I don't know what it's called, but I call it the arse.
Conan's, that's who does it. Fans were all fine with him getting his due and happily watched for 11 seasons through highs, lows, and pandemics. He was there when Trump won the presidency and the world didn't know how to react. He was encouraging viewers and making them laugh in any way they could and connecting with his fan base like few others could. He is technically the longest running late night show host on the air, but sadly that's coming to an end. Number 2, the end of this era. Conan announced very recently that his final show on TBS will be on June 24th, a little less than a month away.
I did want to talk about something important here at the very top of the show. As some of you have heard, it's been out there for a while now, but we are winding down.
The writing was on the wall that Conan would be coming to an end. Last fall, TBS parent company WarnerMedia announced that O'Brien had inked a deal to take his talents to streaming and produce a weekly variety show for HBO Max. O'Brien will continue making his Conan Without Borders special for TBS though, as well as the podcast Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. We are winding down our TBS show, O'Brien said on the episode of Conan where he made the reveal. The plan is to reemerge on HBO Max sometime in the near future with, I think, what will be my 4th iteration of the program. Imagine a cooking show with puppets, and you'll have the wrong idea. For 11 years, the people at Turner have been absolutely lovely to me, O'Brien said in his announcement.
We're going to be showing a lot of clips of our favorite moments from the last 11 years. We're going to have some special guests. We're going to create, I think, a really fun
adding that the final weeks of Conan will feature a lineup of special guests, take a fun look back at his tenure at TBS, and end with an hour-long finale episode, a worthy send-off to a worthy man. Number 1, reactions and legacy. As for reactions as to Conan departing, many fans and celebrities have been showing their support of the decision, and when the final weekend episode of his show comes, you can surely expect many more to shower Conan with their love and adoration as a late-night host who was never afraid to do things his way.
And it's going to be, I think, a lot of fun. And, you know, I just want to point out that for 11 years, the people at Turner have been absolutely lovely.
And in his own way, that's his legacy. He went from writer and comedian to late night host, almost got fired, made his show work, and became beloved. Went through adversity with the Jay Leno situation, and yet came out on top in the long run by getting his own show on a network that trusted him and believed in him, and he's going out on his terms. And as he said, he's not going anywhere. He's just taking his talents to another platform to try something new, and likely with a lot less restrictions given that it's a streaming platform. So if anything, Conan has shown that he's a man willing to take risks and do things with others while other late night hosts keep their same position for a long time. He wants to move above and beyond what others have done, and that's a pretty cool legacy to have. And there you have it, everyone, a look at the one and only Conan O'Brien and how his show is coming to an end. Are you sad that his reign is coming to an end? Are you happy that he does have other projects beckoning his name coming up after he's done? What will you most remember about Conan and his time on the air? Go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.